Now, it's kind of tricky because the blow dryer blows off the top and I look like a little baker. I'm Ella Dev, and this is What the Wellness, the show where I try out the latest and greatest wellness trends, treatments, and experiences to find out what's weird and what's actually worth it. Today, I'm doing things a little bit differently, and I'm actually taking an experience I tried in the past and seeing if I can recreate it at home. About 7 months ago now, I went to Blow Me Away Salon in West Hollywood to have their pretty much famous scalp detox treatment. It was like an hour-long treatment where a microscopic camera showed me how dirty and disgusting my scalp was. And then I was reclined back into a chair and my scalp was steamed and scrubbed and treated with essential oils and all the things to leave me squeaky clean. I think I said, direct quote from the video, that my scalp literally felt further away.
My scalp feels further away than it used to feel.
And so today, I'm going to take some of the principles of the Blow Me Away scalp scrub to see if I can recreate that same experience at home. I don't have a camera microscope situation where I can see if my scalp is clean or dirty, so I'm going to administer what I am trademarking as the scratch test. I'm just gonna get in there. I know this is gross, but you know what? Scalp health is very important. But before we get into all of that, I'm gonna sit down with Dr. Melissa Levine to find out why scalp health is so important for hair health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa Levine. I'm a board-certified dermatologist in New York City and founder of Hair Dermatology. So it's really interesting because I feel like a lot of people focus on their hair, but people don't think about the scalp that much. Your hair grows from an individual hair follicle, and your individual hair follicle comes out of your scalp. So you have this hair follicle, and then you have oil glands, we call them sebaceous glands, within the hair follicle. And that actually produces all the sebum or the oil. So basically your scalp / hair follicle need to be clean and clear and healthy. So I tell people that honestly, like, hair follicles are your pores. So you have a higher concentration of pores in the central part of your face, and we are so conditioned to think about cleaning our pores. We're also very conditioned to understand that pores can be clogged. That's the same for the scalp, and actually an unhealthy scalp can lead to, hair loss or change the quality of your hair or your hair growth. So then it's the question that I get all the time is that how often should I be washing my hair?
Took the next question right out of my mouth.
And there's actually no kind of straight answer to it. And you really have to learn and understand what the natural oil production and quality of your scalp is. But in general, you should be cleansing the scalp when it starts to feel a little oily. You'll see a variability of how oily or how flaky your scalp is depending on the time of the year. Also, sometimes your diet, your overall health status, and the products that you're doing, as well as what behaviors you're doing.
Now that I know scalp care is pretty much the only thing between me and the tresses I desire, I am going to go ahead and take myself through a multi-step process right here in my own bathroom. So clearly I have fine, right now very greasy, pretty thin hair. The steps I'm about to take will definitely work on my hair, and according to Dr. Melissa Levine, they will work on many other hair types as well. Scalp scratch test, take one. Just gonna get in there. I know this is gross, but you know what? Scalp health is very important. Let me get different parts of my scalp, really try to bring all the gunk up. I don't know how much you can see. It's pretty gunky, and judging from the fact that it's not all just like a dusty white, I don't think this is all dry shampoo. I think I'm working with some dead skin, some clogged pores. I've seen my scalp before. I have a feeling I know what it looks like under there. So to give you an idea of what I'm gonna be working with, I have put together a handy dandy basket of all the scalp scrub essentials you will need. I'm working with a blow dryer. We'll get to why in a minute. A hand towel that's big enough to wrap around my head. Hairbrush. I'm using the Drunk Elephant and Chris McMillan scalp scrub. So this is a chemical scrub that uses AHA and DHA to scrub your scalp skin the same way you might use a chemical exfoliant on your face. And then I have my physical scalp scrubber. This is about $7 on Amazon, and you can also get it at your local beauty supply store. And you'll see how I use that once I step into the shower. That's all we're gonna need. So, step one, when I was at Blow Me Away, we steamed my scalp. I did not feel it was important enough to invest in my own hooded dryer here at home or a full scalp steamer here at home, and I've devised a hack. Take your towel, and then you want to just soak it in water, hot water if you can. There's sort of two ways to do this. You can either use hot water. I have one of those sinks where the water gets really hot. Or if you want to be more environmentally conscious and not just run your tap water, you can go ahead and put this little ball of wet washcloth in the microwave for about 2 minutes so it gets nice and steamy. I'm gonna go do that. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put my hair back up in a little bun. You'll notice I'm doing what I'm about to do on dry hair on a dry scalp. So, oh, it's hot. Like so. You can use a blow dryer with the diffuser attachment on the end to just go ahead and continue to put heat onto your scalp. Do that for a couple minutes. You don't want to do it for too long because you want to be able to keep your kind of whole head warm. And voila, now I'm left with this beautiful mess. And we can move on to phase 2. So now I'm going to take my squeezy scalpy end thing and go ahead and just work it sort of into the main meridians of my scalp. You don't need to use too much because, again, it's chemical, so it's got some strength with it. And then go ahead with your hands and massage it in. I'm working this into my scalp kind of gently. So instead of damaging my hair, I'm working that chemical cream, the AHA and BHA, into my scalp from front to back. All right. I feel like it's in there. And let that sit for 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna hop in the shower and rinse it out. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, time to wash it out. This is my scalp scrubber physical tool, so I'm gonna use that to kind of work a little bit more of the AHA into my scalp. Just like on your face, you wanna do your chemical scrub before your physical scrub because the chemical scrub works to kind of loosen the dead skin cells, loosen, anything you might wanna pull off your scalp. And then this works to actually physically remove that, physically work it out, and then you work it out through the end. And then we'll finish it up with some shampoo. Now I condition. And then I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute and finish my shower. It feels very clean, I will say already, but I'm not gonna do a scratch test till the hair is dry. So after I did Blow Me Away, I said my scalp felt further away from my hair. And honestly, I can say I have a little bit of the same feeling right now. It just feels cleaner. And look, dig as I may, nothing is coming up. Pass the scratch test.
Can you walk me through kind of step by step what you like to see in like a kind of like a daily scalp maintenance?
You don't want to over cleanse. So the same thing with your face and your body skin, same thing with the scalp. So you want to have regular, healthy, or frequent cleansing, but don't overdo it. Mm-hmm. You also want to focus on protection. So a lot of people don't think about protecting their scalp skin from the sun. but the sun has a big role in damaging your skin on your scalp. So wearing hats is actually really important. If your scalp is one that gets easily irritated, or just in general, you want to avoid ingredients that block the hair follicle. So certain silicones, so anything that ends in ones typically, like dimethicone, silicone, trimethicone, heavier hair products like sticky gels or the really thicker hairsprays that stay longer, and then also certain hair products that have a high alcohol content. All of these things can damage the skin barrier on your scalp. I do like an exfoliating shampoo.
Exfoliating shampoo every day, or is that something you do every once in a while?
Once a week.
After your acid-laden shampoo or cleanser, what do you recommend you do next in a deep scrub situation?
So anytime you shampoo, whether it's just a regular cleansing or an exfoliating deeper cleansing treatment, you should always follow that out with a conditioner. You have to condition your hair because that actually coats the hair and reduces breakage and split ends.
Are there any hair textures that might not be good for?
There are certain hair products that are obviously more ideal for different hair types. Black hair is going to respond differently. That hair tends to be a lot more coarse, curly, dries out very easily, especially curly hair in general. So a high percentage salicylic acid is most likely not going to be the right choice. Hair oils are actually really beneficial. People that deal with very dry scalps, that can be very beneficial as well. So every hair type does have certain products that are more beneficial for their scalp.
So I've got to say, it's not often on What the Wellness that I'm the one leading the charge, but at this point I have learned a lot. And recreating the scalp treatment that I experienced over at Blow Me Away at home with the help of Dr. Levine, it really worked. I did that disgusting scratch test, you're welcome. My scalp came out squeaky clean. I recommend doing a treatment like this like once every 2 weeks, because if you're keeping up with your scalp care, you don't get to the point where you're like so bombarded with all that kind of like gunk. I find that the more I do this kind of treatment, the less often I actually need to wash my hair. So let me know if you try this at home. Remember, don't let that towel get too hot. I don't want anyone to burn themselves. And let me know how it went in the comments below. I'm Ellie Dove, and this is What the Wellness. Want more What the Wellness? Subscribe to Well+Good's YouTube channel right now.